Let's play that. So let's add some more duelists, have some fun, and get into this one feeling comfortable. I can't wait to see what Paint can produce on this ISO. We also get the Yoru for a bit of distraction and map control. I feel like this one's on LEV to be able to read it, and maybe they will. Maybe that defense default comp here you bring onto Ascent is enough to just shut down this craziness.
It starts off well. We're already ready for a pop flash setup here to fight towards Gatwalk. So the read is there. Paranoia 2 coming out from the Leviathan. But opening first is MiBR. Who better now than the two duelists Artisan and Paint? And now that 4-1 setup that you had from MiBR on a default drops every single player of Leviathan, leaving only King alone.
Spike planted.
Slowly moving in, just a few shots and it's not going to be enough. A flawless first round coming in from MiBR.
What a way to start.
I think I'm looking over. I see more than the W keys on a keyboard, but that's all they press. Seriously, straightforward. Double peek going in. Art's in first, even with Paint having the double tap shield up. So really interesting to see the way they did that. And Paint's the follow up there. But yeah, no hesitation here. Look at them both just hip and hip peek. And they keep pushing forward too to make sure there's no ground gain by Leviathan there.
And so interesting here, you don't have really somebody that's going to TP forward yet. They want to stay as a group for Paint and Artisan to start things off, and using Paint as a secondary entry, using that shield to guarantee these trades. But MiBR starts off great here in his pits run on a flawless second one, denying the push of Leviathan on the attempt of a pop flash to fight towards A main. And only one player stands now towards this A side. It's Mazzino, stuck with only a classic, waiting for his teammates to rotate over, but it's looking pretty good here for MiBR to convert. So much patience coming out from MiBR, as well as the, once again, have this 4-1 setup.
Lati already has a few kills on the Sheriff over the rounds to make the flank, make that rotation over from Leviathan, just absolutely snuffed out, pushed through by Mazin, and there's the kill we expected.
Naspa's time for him to warm up. Only has to focus on himself as he was in a 1 versus 5, but this is now a second flawless for MiBR. For a team that Fraud was just talking with Smix earlier on, saying we've practiced for 3 or 4 days. They've actually had 2 consecutive rounds becoming flawlesses on their behalf. That's a lot of momentum gain here for the attack side of MiBR here as the underdog.
All right, Artine with a shotgun. Let's see how they flex this. Gonna probably be using the dimensional drift to get in right away, cause some trouble. And then you might have the ISO and Ball coming right behind you. This is gonna be interesting to see the setup back towards A for MiBR. Really given just a few bits of info on the left side of the map with Liazzi over these past few rounds, but this is another W round.
And the util already came out, so there was nothing from the 0 point to stop the players from MiBR pushing in. So that's a 1-for-1, but finally it stops for a bit as they cannot follow behind for MiBR behind this Omen smoke. Forced now to fall back, forced now to cut noise, and also pinging to be careful as they're looking to re-clear back on middle.
Peek up, just inserted Chaz here. A little bit of help from Azine, but what's the reaction from Lev, right? Their back line haven't really crossed too far into the aggressive part of the map, and they're still waiting for MiBR's action. Little jump peek to come up, but you can see they're even trying to play it safe with a flash for the jump peek, and they still lose Aspas.
Also spawning here at Dice Mazzino. Shazam getting the entry with that Guardian, and they're trying to wallbang Mazzino, who's solo. Liazzi with a late lurk, should be a free kill. Turn around, but Kong gets shut down. As only the last 2 players trying to anchor out towards the site. Tex is making it work. It's a 1-for-1, and Tex saves the round to deny the bonus win of MiBR.
Huge kills from Tex there. Lev needing to get themselves on the board. The read on Liazzi, the rest of the strats that MiBR is using right now was just too overpowering. And the fact that they're finally able to stop Liazzi there on the roams, big one on this. See, right in, they didn't stop. They had the dimensional drift and they used the shotgun right away, which also means they probably should have a little money for the next one coming in. But big from Tex. We saw him bringing that up quite a bit on the international stage too, being able to get the 3K rounds and not missing a beat here back on the America stage. Spikes down for this one, Van, so a little bit of a feel out on the map for MiBR.
Definitely. Could be unintentional to leave it so far behind, but you can definitely see here that any type of rotate will have to go through back towards the spawn rather. As you heard the first contact coming through. Doing a lot of these though for Leviathan, these jump peaks to try to get early information. Sometimes being punished, as we just saw in that previous round. And there's that first punish. Outlaw from Artazine. Aspas falls. Now trying to refight towards B main. It's an Owl drone to clear up first and Tex to move forward, but as they realize there's opposition there, they have to pull back and play a 1-1-2.
Like the way MiBR is playing around simple win conditions. We did see that shotgun buy from Arts in last round. A little too much money spent, so he has the Outlaw. And they wait for the pick. Why not? Why pressure too hard? Once you get close enough to the site, you still have ISO and Yoru to get in, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. Tex looking down from the market. Grabs a few. No, he does not.
Couldn't get the wall bangs through from the pings they got on the other side of the shed too, so players are falling down from Leviathan towards this B side. It's up to Calm trying to anchor solo.
30 seconds left.
King is all the way only with a judge, so he gets the first one here, breaks the shield, gets the second, but Mazine's finally there for the trade. Plant will then come down, and King is only able to upgrade to a Guardian on this 1 versus 2.
Might be something else in front of him here, if he has the time to pick it up. I don't know if he saw the cape there.
Yeah, at this point, though,
Shazam hiding.
trying to pick up a weapon. He's afraid here that he might get hurt, so he's looking for the element of surprise too, so forced to use nothing but the Guardian. Still has a paranoia. There's this swing out from Azine, and a 3rd round in for MiBR.
MiBR is doing a really nice job at forcing some fights, hitting Leviathan when they're not ready to respond with a flash or a little bit of assistance from utility that would really help a peak as such from Aspas, right? They're just trying to move from position to position, and MiBR has moved up so far. They have these angles LEV is not considering yet. So I have to rethink of the speed MiBR is playing at now. With or without the spike, MiBR is on these forward angles looking for the picks right away. That Outlaw was the big starter for the last one from Arzine. 7-2 for the Yoru. The aggressive comp with these double duelists is coming out strong right now.
Trying to find an element of surprise for Leviathan. Not too many times have MiBR tried to clear towards Wine. So Aspas is going to be there. They have a setup with a pop flash from Mazzino from Generator, so they could double swing through this. And first contact is going to have to be that turret on the A site. MiBR, though, reads that map differently. Just trying to clear slowly towards the middle, but now looking for this 3-2 split. There is a possibility for this trap to work.
Let's see how Paint works this too. It's one of the first times we've seen him on short alone. Looks like they still gather with the team. And they walk it back. Lev has, I like the way Lev's playing too. Sure in their positioning, they're not rotating too much. This will give them a good retake as well if you're kind of looking for the positive of having everybody still alive, but it's going to be tough with just the low buy of pistols here and how strong MiBR has been able to set up in the sites.
Karma's trying to get lucky here with the Sheriff wall bangs after pinging one player towards B main. TP towards the back of the site for MiBR, realizing now that the site is clear and a free plant coming in for Artazine. Getting closer to his next dimensional drift, as it's going to have to be a 5-player retake for Leviathan or just hold these back. But with the investments of the Sheriffs, it feels to me that they do want to get a little bit of fighting. Waiting for the door to break. Crossfire set up for MiBR. Yazi once again with a late lurk. And this is going to be fruitful against King. There's that double peek, but unfortunately a team flash coming through. But Artazine and Yazi, they'll still get these kills. No real results coming out from Leviathan. As a jump spot from Lianzi in the back of spawn, and the push forward, the ping, the wall bangs, and it connects.
Is this the best?
It's back in Furia days, 2 games with Furia, and then we kind of didn't see Liazzi anymore.
That's true.
Liazzi comes back in for MiBR, and it's like he hasn't missed a beat. Just the timings that he has on Leviathan right now, coming through mid, the plays at tiles in the first few rounds with the Sheriff to clean up some of the lower buys from Lev. Such a pain point for Leviathan right now. Liazzi's doing a great lurk job on the Killjoy. 4-1 now, and back to a shotgun for Artzine. So that he's keeping low buys. They're able to kind of flex around these little fun strats they want to do, going strong, waiting for hard peaks, right back to this dimensional drift as they get info on A site.
It's all clear, but there's that spot from King in the back of the boxes. Might be a 1 and done for him. Might be a 2 or done, but it's finally traded out because of that shield that you had from Paint.
I'm loving
the
this.
tally, yeah.
This is incredibly fast Valorant right now. At MiBR, it's like they sense the weaknesses that they can make against Vietnam with this comp, where the Yoru can just get in every time. Mazzino, however, trying to strike back their Vans. They got more work to do, though. 4v3.
Null coming out too for Mazzino, as that's now engaged Leviathan's attempt to the retake. Mazzino does get another opener. Only a classic left for Artazine. Still gets something out of it. Mazzine's in the back, a 1v1, a tap on the spike. Aspas looking to put it halfway, now taking away, he's running across. Now just with the classic, lands the kill! The Red Bull clutch now from Azine as MiBR continues to steamroll on their attack side.
And a round that looked like LEV could stop the bleeding. They get taken down in the 1v1. It almost looked like Aspas was going to go for the full defuse on that for a moment, down to 75%. And then forced off the last moment. Really clean play by Mazine there to just wait the timer out a little more. Yeah, the aggression in sight forces the fight from LEV. They have to peek out. They lose a few members right away. And then just the dwindling of those members is enough for MiBR to put the finishing touches on in a 1v1. Jeez.
So many of these moments too where those duelists have nothing but classic stuff.
Trying to give them some words of wisdom, what he may be seeing that they're not, or hearing that MiBR is really able to use against Leviathan. This is just such a cool W way to play for MiBR right now. Not giving LEV time to really think, but LEV trying their own hand to push Strat into B main. Looks like they might stall each other out.
Just trying to get a Hero Guardian too. That's in the hands of Aspas, not spotted yet. The wall banged over Shazam.
Gosh.
Puts Calm very low. Two players that were helping each other out here throughout their careers here towards Valorant is something that even Papa Calm tweeted out, that Shazam sent out a mouse for Calm when his mouse died and he was trying to compete during the VCTs. Now they play against each other here on the stage, and Shazam gets the upper hand of that battle towards B main.
Pressure by Paint. One of the cool things about ISO creating that just audio pressure, right? He's drawn 2 eyes there from market of both Tex and Aspas. And now the team kind of gets to move around and look for the second fight here. Using the map wisely. It's crazy. MiBR goes for these just absolute firecracker rounds, and now we just get this slow, methodical contact play straight into market.
Oh, and that's the recon dart that breaks the crosshair placement, but Tex is still there in the off angle. There's that second one.
30 seconds.
Oh my God! From Tex with the Sheriff. Always unstoppable with that weapon. Advantage now for Leviathan. Conversion coming out from Leviathan on the Thrifty. A 4K for Tex to anchor up the market side.
Setting out lawn chairs for everybody in market there for a quick second. Absolute shots coming in from Tex, and we know him for that too. We saw it just a few rounds ago missing the clutch, but warmed up, calibrated, and now absolutely putting down MiBR on that push towards mid. And that was a lot of patience as well by LEV here. They heard Paint there quite early. Aspas, he got turned away for the dart in B main, which looked like a perfect back and forth on the protocol MiBR had, but didn't distract Tex whatsoever in that, in that Thrifty. Very, very big for their comeback to start here in this game.
See it now.
Trying more at the beginning.
Spray. Yeah. You're seeing where there's maybe slight weaknesses, but we'll hold that thought though as MiBR goes for the paranoia swing. Tex already gets dismantled. That's a B side open.
Yeah.
Player still trying to hold his ground, shield broken, but Artesina has also fallen. A 4-on-4 pop flash coming through, but no opportunities for Aspas to move in with the Blade Storm now that the smoke came out towards the spawn.
See if LEV can keep this strength going. They came out of that timeout with a win last round. Can they keep the pressure on as the spike gets planted? The lockdown's going to delay for a moment here.
It's early though, so there's still a lot of time after this for the re-hit to happen.
They're pushing.
Leviathan, and there's Aspas pushing through. The lockdown finally broken.
Player standing.
Now Mazine is also the last one standing and could not hold his ground in the back of the site. Leviathan now are realizing that through the chaos, where it may be slipping here for MiBR is trying to work that synergy. The macro looks really good for MiBR, but the micro, how they could swing, how they fight against the positioning of MiBR might be the saving grace here for Leviathan to start coming back in this game.
Yeah, I feel like that timeout from Idopata was more of, we need to play more confident, push with each other, trade with each other. Just the way that they entered on lane side there, back into B and fell into sight. We were seeing so much hesitation from LEV to do that before, one by one, or not having the util ready, but in sync on that retake and seeing much more of the LEV that we remember from the stage, international stage that is. Now into round number 9. Looks like they set up more towards the B side with a bit of that Killjoy utility now protecting the lurk that Paint would do towards mid on ISO. And we have both of our duelists here, shield up, and it's going to be Paint on the front line.
Nanostorm 2, that's going to slow down the push in for MiBR for now. In a half-buy, Hero Rifle, the biggest one they have is the Phantom in the hands of Artesine, and 2 Stingers to follow behind of that. Odin ringing from Calm from the spawn. And an answer back from the Phantom through the smoke. In the back of the site, though, Tex continues
Tex.
to hold and anchor the B site. Pop flash, he's blind. The shots finally rings. That's Shazam to answer back, and it's Shazam alone in the site. There's that first one, but Aspas came right out for the trade. And Leviathan are now 1 round away to be able to tie up the game now in a set.
Yeah, that timeout did very big things for Lev here. It just the confidence in which they're trading and fighting seemed to change. And also, probably just a few of the cobwebs wearing off here. Getting back on the stage for first game of stage 2. Yeah, a few of these ones weren't the saving grace as Lev is still in the site, or Tex is still in the site. Good for another 2. Get 2 and your job's done. That's basically what you tell your teammates. And Tex did his job on alt orbs there. It is the dimensional drift though. So the timeout comes in when MiBR can go for the throw. Maybe get a little flip of the map and make it harder for Lev to put down this lockdown 2 that Tex will have in a late retake since they are on the B side.
Yeah.
So actually go back to Liazzi roaming too.
And that's a new role as well for Liazzi. Usually playing a controller role. His 2 games at Furia, going into challengers was also a little bit of KO and Raze, but now going to play the Lurk, having a new role as a Sentinel player. He's gonna have to be the backbone now as MiBR is trying to execute inside this A site.
Oh my god.
Hunter's Fury now being used just to try to contest and take down Aspas, and it'll work. Swarming through, swarming forward. MiBR take control of the A site and take down a big piece at a Leviathan's retake.
Well, there was abilities used there. It just looked so free for how they were checking. Safe, I should say. Ultimately safe in how they did it. But the retake is ready. Lockdown is there. They've only lost Aspas.
And that's why everybody's towards that door. The Paranoid came through on the attack, now answered back on a defense. Things are looking good here for Leviathan to start slowly coming back, but enough time has been wasted. And also, they took down Tex, so there's no lockdown available. Only the KO, but the crossfire is beautiful for MiBR in the end, as they finally answered back, and it took a timeout from Fraud.
It seems like this dimensional drift comp, like when they have a few things to add with it, it's like a free round card. It's like, hey, we're playing this one again, by the way. So there's nothing you can do about it. It's just such a scatter. This free peek they basically have on Aspas, if he gets away, the shotgun is literally on his tail behind the clone. So Artsy was ready to take that out. It really nicely done here. And for how quick they put it together.
Yeah.
We are getting a few protocols out of the squad of MiBR here.
And you saw that backbone from Liazzi. He was the one that took down Tex.
Yeah.
And they needed to put that lockdown for Leviathan to engage on that retake. But there's Pop Flash, Recon Dart, Odin Spray coming through. A fight towards A main, won by King. But Paint answers back onto Mazzino, back towards the market to even things up already in the first engagement of trade of utilities and sprays.
He's already pushing. This kid is just wild right now. He went right upstairs onto Cat to try and get another 1v1 fight. It's going to be what Artsy's checking to clear on A site too as the map starts to calm down.
Especially when he popped up the shield, he wanted to find that aggression, fight that 1v1, and maybe gain some space. Now that it's gone, it's back to MiBR having to group up and maybe work the map, and looks like we're trying to sell a fake here towards this A site. As Calm answers onto Paint first.
I mean, that job done, kill would help there, but it might have the lurk if Aspas.
Beautiful flash. That pushes some players away, but no contact, no win for either of these teams. And a positional advantage for Leviathan, doubling up towards the back of the side, making it harder for MiBR to execute in, especially with this crossfire setup now from the spawn. They push towards the spawn, though, and it's a 1-for-1. Lockdown not being used with 30 seconds left. It's up to King alone, playing long range. And at least they isolate those fights. Shazam is now alone. The jump spot coming out from King, and he knows he's up against 2 in the back. Almost lines them both up, but Tex was there to avenge his teammate and give the round back for Leviathan.
Some of these rounds getting a little sketchy there. A few kills go down. I think Lev did a really nice job there at not allowing the double tap to find anything more. Everybody started to back up.
Yeah.
It's one of the crazy things I think ISO brings to the table is yeah, he has double tap up and you know he's coming for you, but he gets to activate that, right? You don't have to kill someone first now. So you can start to add that pressure and just put yourself right in the fight. Lev's doing a good job at not allowing those single 1v1s to happen though. It doesn't mean that MiBR hasn't found a way to work it together. When Paint's in the strategy with that shield up, it does seem to be giving Lev trouble. And here we go towards mid once again.
Aspas challenge shield is up and already takes down Paint and dashes away. And for somebody who's been nullified in terms of economy, not being able to get an op out this whole half, is still making magic work though. Playing solo towards middle and giving the early advantage for Leviathan.
Back towards mid, thinking they'll actually find a peak, and they have. LEV have been given a few shots towards mid here, but these
The push.
later rounds a little more calm in mid, but tighter on the extremities as you see a kill there.
And they lost both their duelists and even their
Spike
initiator.
down,
That's the
mid.
spike as well. Crumbling down our MiBR in this last round of the half. Looks like we have pull back here with the ult from Leviathan just to play the power of numbers. Stacking 3 players up towards the A side a little bit more passively. And leaving a little bit of a nose peek here from Aspas. He's going to have to watch towards market and also towards B main.
Yeah.
Setting things up with Tex. And seems like MiBR realizes that, so they
30
have the
seconds
best
left.
chances here to fight this 2-on-2 on B.
Turret came back up so they can watch spawn. They give themselves a little bit more cover from anybody going towards the backside. Now they get to watch that attackers.
Last player standing.
Easy kills coming through from Aspas. Last one a little labored, but it'll still work out. The third into the round, and Leviathan finally find of their footing and find a little bit of fight
Switching sides.
to tie up the first half.
It took a bit of time to figure out how to play against this MiBR composition, where they were playing fast. And like we said, it was basically a win condition card when they had the dimensional drift, so that would be A, and otherwise the map seemed to flip back and forth with a few mid rounds, and it was LEV playing back, playing strong to bring it to 6-6, but should they have gotten more advance?
Possibly at this point, it looks so good for MiBR. There's so much things you could talk about and nerd out about, but who better than the guard here to make this game so close?
Yeah. And he has had huge impact for, I think, months now, right? It's just continuous play, and I don't think he's peaked. He just continues to slowly go up and go up. That'll be a perfect time here if they can keep that going through stage 2 for Leviathan. We see that ISO factor for Paint playing in his first game, picking the first ISO for VCT.
And that's the question mark too. How can this team of MiBR now play on the defensive side with this comp? And Paint so far is just looking for an opportunity here to jiggle peek with the Sheriff and activate as soon as it gets contact. Well, he does have support from the other duelists. Arnazine's closing the gap with him to hold back towards the tree. And you're playing info gathering, the same things that you usually see towards this B site from the KJ utility, from the Sova also holding up between Shazam and Liazi towards B. Paint's double tap. Now expired. Owl drone from Calm, clearing out the B site. Leviathan now pushing in towards this B site as well as finally Shazam gets contact. Able to escape for a bit. As now the flood comes through from Leviathan, closing that gap at first blood and second for MiBR. Trying to answer back with the 2 players. Beautiful flash coming out from the back lines.
Whoa.
And it's going to be very difficult for King to try to go for the flank and win a 1 versus 4. And it's not going to happen. A second pistol now for MiBR.
It takes 2 to tango, and it's exactly what MiBR did in the back of Boathouse there. Really nice back and forth. It looked like chaos. As Liazi was like back and forth trying to find the darts that were coming in, trying to dodge flashes that were coming in, but really nice job by those 2. Pick him up with the ghost frags and keep almost everybody alive on that one.
Yeah. Almost like instead of tangoing, they were b-boy dancing a group of like 2 versus 4 and still were able to win some fights here towards the back. And delayed well enough here for the rest of MiBR to come in from the back of the spawn. So that was super nice hold for the 2 players here of Shazam and Liazi. Second round though of this half. Bulldog in the hands of Mazine. Shots being heard, so they do know for Leviathan there's somebody in the vicinity of line or front A site.
Super active. B main control, A main control. They want to give Leviathan nothing on these rounds, not even an orb, if they can help it. Looks like they'll back off for now, and it obviously eventually goes to LEV just out of time. But where do they go now?
Yeah. Makes sense though, as Liazi was the one pushing towards B main, and they need his utility towards this B side for MiBR to get the late information should there be a reset for Leviathan.
Right here.
And it is happening. Leviathan are pulling 3 players back towards Catwalk. Still potentially ending to split towards the A site.
How long till dart? So they have it up for calm.
Cover going out.
And wait on that. A few smokes. They'll
Up
hit.
now.
And they've chose the soft site for now, so this is going to work for LEV. It's can the sheriffs and the ghosts connect here to clean somebody up right away.
The Bulldog will though.
That's a no.
The Bulldog of MiBR will. First blood from Azine, second one for Paint.
30
As they're trying to
seconds
push through the smoke. Tex gets denied. Pop flash, 2 players blinded, and that's Azine and Arzina flawless. In the anti-eco for MiBR.
be at that point readable for MiBR, right? The way the map actually flowed for how they had B main control. Yeah, they gave a bit up. A main control wasn't really necessary because coming in from A main is just going to be easy for them to check from sight. So it became the cat focus a little bit towards mid, and they walk into tree, they get taken down. So really nice job by MiBR, kind of reading the map without any info there to be had. Process of elimination really in the way that LEV was moving. All right, 8-6 now as we get to this bonus. As Leviathan would be so strong to be able to clap back just for one round and stop that momentum. And looks like they'll give Aspas a little bit of an advantage towards mid here and see if he can create an opportunity.
M1, M2 control from the initiator utility of Leviathan, and weren't able to break the turret on the B side attack of MiBR. So this is still an opportunity here for the swing out from Tex, who just got pinged, couldn't capitalize on the extra swing that came out from Liazi. And that's a stalemate for the B side hold, and that's going to reset Leviathan on how much they want to push down towards middle.
They're just pushing forward. Like Mazzino can give a few flashes here to Aspas, but they're just looking for these fights.
Almost crouched just before. Now the wall bangs, but it still seems that Paint is the one that gets the most damage out of that duel against Aspas. But it will engage now the push of Leviathan towards the B site. Held back towards the market, Paranoia being pushed towards the B main. Nano swarms to delay towards the front of the site, allowing the rotate to happen. They have 3 players now make that as Liazi has fallen towards the lane. Openers are still in favor of LEV as Paint gets 2, escapes with a double tap, and has 2 bullets left here in the Bulldog. Well, there's 23 seconds left. Seems like Leviathan want to commit towards this B site. You see how far back Mazine is so far, so it's up to these 2 players, and unfortunately Shazam is the first to fall. So with these 2 bullets, he cannot get at least one. Mazine now stuck on a 3 versus 1, spotted by the turret. They know he's close. All of them staying towards the back of the site.
Cover going out.
And odds once again against Mazine. Isolating 1 and 2 kills and almost got that one against King. But for the second time here, the bonus round gets denied, and Leviathan will take it.
That's a big one. I don't think too many reads are really coming in through this just yet. The teams are playing very reactive of what's happening, and I think Leviathan acting as the squad they are, that 5 that remember how to play, are starting to come out on top of some of these situations as the game goes on. And I think they're happy to almost be on attack side now with the way they want to come at this side of MiBR. So Vandals almost all around here through low armor bias from Tex and the squad. Focus looks again to be towards A, so they just kind of do a not a default, but their regular 1-4 here to set up towards mid. The question is, how could MiBR use the comp? Is it really just Artsine to go back and forth through sight? How much does double tap get used for a push out and Paint to get info, right? Looks like they'll only use it for the fights. But it'd be main control consistent for MiBR if it goes down this time.
And that's what they're trying to do. Hold back more towards the A side, get info early towards Catwalk, double push towards B main, but unfortunately here the double swing was not the best spacing, which allowed Tex to have just micro adjustments to get these 2 kills, these 2 victories, and open up the B site. TP towards the back though, that's Artazine alone. He gets a 1-for-1 and Aspas clears out the rest. Once again, for the second time, Azine stuck in a 1 versus 3, but doesn't even get 1 for his troubles this time around, and Leviathan had now tied up the game.
It's ridiculous what Tex is doing right now. Brings me back to Shanghai a little bit. You see Tex and Aspas playing A on Icebox, and that's basically all they needed there, the way they worked around each other. Here, Tex is just on kind of solo missions. 2 kills here, 3 kills there. Those 2 to start off the round. And what's MiBR going to do when this duelist composition is only 3 players trying to come in? Really strong stuff. And LEV, I think LEV is now letting MiBR get antsy. Their composition kind of wants to move. It kind of wants to find you. So they're more than happy to see who's going to be crawling out of the woodwork on the extremities as Tex picks up 2 to start that last round. So where do they go for round number 17? They've tied it up again to 8-8. A low buy for MiBR is the only thing that's really going to cause for pause here for Leviathan. They don't want to get shotgunned. They don't want to get silly killed. So this one might slow down.
It's a great call, especially now that you're playing a solo initiator with MiBRs on their composition. So you can really get aggressive info when Shazam's been playing towards this B side, but on the rest on the A side, you kind of just have to play a little bit more reactionary.
Revealing area.
Leviathan understands this, so that they're playing this a lot more slowly within these rounds. They're just still trying to sniff out where the stack could be here, knowing that MiBR has a lower economy this round. Only a Stinger from Azine, 4 Sheriffs for the rest of the team. It's a 4-player stack on the A side, but still a solo hold on tree from Shazam. One smoke basically eliminates how he could help the team within the A site.
They could null command here, but it looks like they're actually going to go buy it. They just want it from the plant. They're going to try to pressure the site.
And out on the flash, Mazine gets 2 with the Stinger, now finally double flash. There's the push coming up from the top. Artazine finally connects onto King, knows that Aspas is stuck towards hell. A 2 versus 3 disadvantage for Leviathan. The spike is down, there's only 16 seconds left. Trying to get the wall banks, not breaking the door yet. Recon Dart out on the attack, splitting 2 players, allowing now the plant to come down for calm. Shot darts coming through as well from MiBR to answer back. None left for Shazam. Only 3 Shuri's in the hands of MiBR on the attempt of a retake. No weapon upgrades, none in sight. Nanoswarm's trying to clear the corners. Still a lot of time to work with for them to micro-scale back within the site. They finally spot Aspas towards A main.
That 52 HP is scary versus these Sheriffs.
And Com's trying to set that crossfire. There's that first peek. There's that first shot. And there's that second one from Artazine. Long range up to Aspas. A thrifty round converted by MiBR.
Liazzi's Sheriff is otherworldly right now in this first game he's in. Picking up that one, great communication by MiBR to kind of take a breath there for a moment and not go for the fast peek. They identify one A main. They just had to identify really one more, and Liazzi found it on Jenny. After that, blood was in the water, and they sank their teeth in. What a round. Never out, it seems, as they pick one up and bring it back to Vandals here in a full buy. 3 ults now. Let's see if they use that Dimensional Drift as another just win card from the defensive side if they have something cooked up.
Yeah.
Looks like just gate crash over towards B if Artsine has to be there, and they'll play reactively again here to LEV. Going out to mid.
Kill contract also available for Pain. He was setting up here towards the B side in case there was any pressure coming through from a turret. Now it's a KO ult, so none of that util, none of those ults that you mentioned will be able to be used here towards this B site for now. All of them being nullified. Mazzino trying to lead the charge here as he's pulsing through towards his B site. Clearing everything, clearing the KJ utility.
Overload done.
But there's that push from Tex. Through all of the chaos here, somebody has snuck through. And Tex has a perfect opportunity to get the backstab here onto Paint. Paint realizes that. Sixth Sense looks back here towards the back of mid.
Yeah, it's great communication and call that Paint should be looking at that, but it still may be timing in favor of Tex. They're going to start hitting A to create the opportunity. And that's 2 down.
And Mazine, unfortunately, as his teammates are falling left and right, could only get 1. They had the high-low at least to hold the A side and a weakness towards the rotate on from B to A. And unfortunately, realizing that that garden was open, it was not pinged ever by MiBR to be careful of those positions when you rotate back. So 2 opportunities so far for both of these teams have been capitalized, right? You look at the thrifty round that Leviathan just lost where they didn't clear the right side, which allowed here Mazine to get 2 kills with the Stinger. This time around, lack of communication here from MiBR. You see Tex getting a perfect first blood, and the rest of them just flooding in towards the A side to win this round.
It's a nice strat by Leviathan. I mean, if you think of the playbook so far, it's been, Tex could be on the left side towards B. They play A, maybe 2 cat and 2 towards A, or 4A, and maybe mid. Here, they run no command, a KO ult up mid, stop at market, and pull back. First fake of the game, and bit by MiBR. They left tree open, and Tex just made a house there, and nobody could come through. So really nice job by Leviathan to just switch it up slightly with an easy little fake there that MiBR misread. So still some ults. Artsine going to go for his biggest purchase this time. No shotguns or anything.
Very interesting that they're pulling out the glass cannon off in a moment where you're on a deficit for ultimates as well. The dimensional drift could be huge, and you won't be able to come out of a dimensional drift and get great value with an operator, but we'll have to see. Maybe the game plan is also not having to use it at all if they could get the first blood, an early pick with this operator who's posted up on middle. We're going back and forth on trade of utilities, at least with the initiators, and it's Leviathan's call to pivot back towards the B site, and you see the gate crash moving in towards this B site as well. Potentially an early TP if they do get any contact towards B.
I wonder as well if they see that op, they get a peek, and then it just gets iso-alted or get taken out of the game if Paint can take you out. Ways to just identify where the members are. Shoulder peek from Liazzi. That's going to be the turret contact first. Safely played. It almost was his life there. And here comes the timing.
That was definitely good timing. As one more extra peek, he was donezo, but at least Leviathan's ready to fight inside this B side. Spike has also committed inside there. There's a dimensional throw trying to find information. The Hunter's Fury on the attack, trying to clear towards the back of the site. Shazam being suppressed towards the back, and Aspas gets the big. Calm also lands his Hunter's Fury onto Liazi.
Sleep, brother.
A few more towards Boathouse. Shazam has a lot of work to do.
Still alive towards the back. The double swing, there's that first, but couldn't land that second one onto Mazzino. A 1-for-1, a 3-player advantage, and I feel like I've seen this before. And for the third time, Mazzine is stuck in a 1 versus 3 against different players and also coming from a different spot. But we seem to be pretty good, at least on Leviathan's side, on how you want to commit here and play this pulse plan, and it's going to be very difficult. Mazzine potentially here might have no choice but to save his Vandal, and unfortunately as well, I think it's too far to pick up a knock that was left behind here towards that B side to try to save it. Tried to do at least some econ damage, but Leviathan finally able to fight back when it was like 4-1 in favor of MiBR, and they finally take the lead here in this first map.
Oh, poor guy chooses Aspas for his first ultimate.
Second,
yeah.
yeah.
Unfortunate to get just ranked #1 by the analyst desk. Let's try this one. Rough stuff. Yeah, it's going to be tough, honestly, to grab anybody on the side of the Leviathan in that ISO wall. Let's see where they go from this one. 10-9. Sheriffs are there, and they've been very strong for MiBR and the patience they bring to that play.
They don't want to skip a beat now for Leviathan. It's an anti-eco, but Mazzine has the hero Vandal. Yet we want to commit the lockdown and push towards this B site. Smoke coming through, trying to get some players picked off towards the spawn, but everybody stays alive for now. Spike finally coming in, it gets planted. 2 players towards the market for MiBR, 2 towards the spawn, a decoy to come out first. Lots of util coming across. And it actually smothers Leviathan on the pulse plant for now. 2 players play towards B main. Beautiful recon dart, allowing Tex and Mazzino and Calm to go to work. Like a house of cards. 4-time Mazzine on a 3 versus 1. Poor guy.
I love how much Ascent is defense-sided, and we've seen so many games lately just across everywhere where these attack games are just like, okay, they got the groove, here they go. It's like they're not stopping anymore. Whoever's on attack this game just seems to have the vibe right now, and that's Leviathan's. This is just, like you said, smothering util, but shooting through the smokes, just peppering the side of MiBR as they tried to get into the site, making it impossible. 3 rounds in a row now for Leviathan as they are 1 away from game point here. Looks like they have a low buy on Aspas, but Blades are there, so not even to worry because they still got the money to work with.
I think Shaz might have missed his recon dart. They had the vulnerability ready with the Hunter's Fury potentially here to try to get some fast pings and a surprise fight towards A main, but they could potentially do here towards Catwalk. I will join to clear out towards the front. And there's that Hunter's Fury coming out. Pings onto 1. Will he get the contact and connect? Fortunately not, but Calm's down to 70.
Hard to kill another Sova player. They know the dance. They know the tricks. They almost get taken out. Liazzi just misses the crosshairs of Tex. Gets out safely.
Once again, misses a turret, which doesn't give a chance for MiBR to really fight back towards B main if they lose control here of market. Again, weak side on B. But this time Leviathan trying to execute and take control of tree to start. 9 spawning 2, including Paint, who does get the first blood though onto Aspas, who had his Blade Storm. Paranoia coming through on both ends, and now it's a trade of kills. A 4 versus 4. A swing out for Shazam. Beautiful flick, and towards the back of the site, towards A, and it's up to Tex once again. This man's on fire on this map and is keeping the team up and alive here for Leviathan.
Slow play from Liazzi, definitely a possibility here, but almost too tall of a task.
Oh, there's that first one though. And they tried to do the crouch in the front. Protocol's now being denied. Both Timmings coming out in the first one to fall. No double here.
Oh, sees 1. All right, identify 1, look for the second on a fight, try to get that third party from the teammate.
Estimates here that the second one has to be Hell. He drops now. Clock is ticking, so he has to make a move. There's that first swing, and Mazzino with the wide one. Leviathan now at map point.
Very well played by Lev. Nice patience there by Mazzino on the take. Makes it look good, but still stopped by the side of Lev. Their momentum stays. And again, yeah, Tex just cleaning up here. Very big return there to be getting double tap on the Blade Storm, but it still wasn't enough. This Tex just insta snaps around here on Tree and then towards Heaven. Close. Very close. Not out yet. Still can grab 3 rounds here. A few buys can make it happen for the side of MiBR, but you better believe Leviathan is going to come on hard this round.
And money's not good.
Yep.
The knife denies utility from both duelists inside A main. Still seems like Leviathan wants to fight this though. Just outside of that smoke, there's that paw flash with the Allen drone. Trying to clear at least around the smoke. Now they finally spot Artazine.
Time to jump.
Puts the gate crash to try to TP away. Could be a fake 1-2. There's that jump spot to spot Aspas. And it's committed now to fall back towards the A site.
Just trying to create a little bit of trouble on A main. And credit to Leviathan for not really biting on that and giving up any utility, just kind of listening and hearing what's happening around them. So I'd say upper hand Lev right now in that close positioning to just crash on A. Basically ready to knock the front door down based on whatever Tex is seeing here mid.
It's important right now for Paint, who's currently playing towards Tree. And you see also Mazine pushing out with the Judge. They need to control this area. Should they lose control of the A site, the Yazi has a lockdown to work with, and they're going to need to keep that area so they can rotate across and use it.
30 seconds left.
And with the call at 30 seconds left, that's the call to push towards that A site. They'll realize that it's open. Mazine is up to a big fight here on Catwalk. Caught here in... Could have been caught, but Tex doesn't clear the corner.
Spike planted.
All right, 5v4 retake. Can they convert? This should be MiBR's favor, but Lev has themselves locked in. There's a lockdown comes through.
And that's the biggest kill to do. This allows their Liazi to cut the lockdown. Players now coming in stuck. They have a lineup being set up. Is it going to break? And it will. 3 players now stuck inside the site. There's that paranoia thrown towards the hell. There's a swing in, but Leviathan are still holding their ground. Only 2 players left here to take down for Leviathan to take the map. It's up to Shazam and Artazine. Artazine now dropping down. There's that first, but the second one knocked through. Messina with the third, and Leviathan fights back to win the first map of Ascent.
And we'll see if it can be enough against Aspas. We know what Aspas has done to other teams. You remember the Cloud9 match that he had against them? Holy moly. Aspas can put people to bed on Icebox. Let's see if they do it here. MiBR needs this map to keep in the series.
Ooh. Trying to go semi-quick. You saw the snake bite being thrown very early by King just to prevent any pushes coming out from A main, and shot darts also coming across, but no kills. Nothing yet. And MiBR is just going to slow the tempo. And as they do this here towards the A side, they don't have too much coverage of middle. This gives an advantage now for Leviathan to start walking down.
Nice coverage. Insert Tex. Somebody who's felt very comfortable already in these tight situations and can give very good audio calls on what's happening. Knowledge of Aspas looking down B. You can see the movement already from Lev. The macro is correct here to sit on A.
Look at that, just cycling the toxic screen to the high tide, just slowing it down for Leviathan, and it's going to be slow for the players walking across. First blood for Calm, but Artazine is there to avenge Paint. Even things up on a 4v4. The beauty of the Gecko, allowing him to plant to let the rest of them fight. Shazam somehow picks up the ghost and still lands the headshot onto Mazzino. RNG not in favor here of that harbor. And now Aspas and Tex. First one on the flank. There's that first dink through the wall, unfortunately, though, so Liazi stays healthy. Shazam swings back out for that second kill, and this is not uncharted territory for Shazam on a map like Icebox. And Aspas is now down to a 1 versus 4. Nice first little second one as well. Activates a dash to jump across, and you're playing the time now for MiBR. Shazam and Liazi both low. One shot from the Sheriff, but it's a ghost picked up instead. Reconder now pings him out, and that's going to be too late. No time to come in for the defuse, and MiBR will still be able to get the piss around, but Aspas is not going down without a fight.
It's Altorb after Altorb. This man just grabbing as he tries to deny his own. Very nicely done. We're going to get a Blade Storm real quick there, and we'll see if it can be contested on the side of Paint. But great first round by MiBR, pushing forward. You can see they were all locked in on one thing. Moving forward, flank was controlled, and nobody was scattered thinking something was uncovered, double checking. That was just really solid there. There's Shazam. There's that smile. Team is pumped. They are hyped, and they'll get back in this second round feeling good here to start off Icebox. So full explosion on the spike, keeping Lev out on that first round. Let's see if they can get the second one here as they make their way towards B, but they're going to leave Liazzi on the lurk this time.
And they're just trying to do a contact snake bite and hoping that their classics are going to do enough damage here to get some kills.
Oh.
Zaz gets instantly shot here. Now to Dizzy spotting two. There's that snake bite, and Pate doesn't want any of that smoke behind yellow. But Mazzino still opens it up here towards that front of that B site, and that's a weapon down and upgraded on the side of Leviathan. 2 Guardians now in their arsenal, around 3 classics, as the pivot is back for MiBR towards A.
Really nice read by Lev. Just the simple BA. Second round's going to be at the other site. They have a good kill, possibly a weapon to pick up here if they figure it's not too controlled. And now they'll go towards A.
And why not here? Leave Aspas alone. He's been warmed up since the first map. You just saw what he did on the pistol round, so they give him a lot of trust to anchor the A side alone. There's that ADS, but unfortunately no shots connecting. It does get a body shot there onto Shazam. But then MiBR realizing here that it's Aspas towards the A side. It's like, okay,
exactly
let's go back towards B.
30 seconds left.
This insert of Mozzie makes it a little bit easier to know the run across is safe, and they've done a nice job at calling that. Run away from the Guardian, nobody else is going to have something like it except for Harbor. That's already been picked up and ran off the site. So Plant comes in. Do they flip? Do they stay?
They'll stay for now. Wall is still up here on the attack side. Wingman is back, gents and ladies and friends. They'll get the plan down now for MiBR. And it's a 5-player retake for Leviathan all the way back towards the spawn. Slowly re-clearing back. Not really any type of util to delay here or deny the tap on the spike on the attack side of MiBR. So we'll have to come down to these gunshots as soon as the walls come down. There's Liazzi with the first one. Aspas answering back with the Guardian. Finally, shots are going back and forth like a Christmas tree. Comes at through the kill feed, leaving Mazin alone. Mazin again cannot get the opportunity to clutch in this 3 versus 1. Leviathan able to score back with their thrifty.
This is why you see Leviathan taking the Harbor, the way to cascade forward, create your own options, create your own walls, and have an option to get back in the site. It really made it easier for them to step forward in these positions. Beautiful dart there to reveal the rest of the members and how they could start to pressure onto yellow. What a lower buy retake from Lev there. Holy moly, MiBR losing around. They should not have lost. Let's get back into that. That thrifty is going to sting for MiBR. And Leviathan bring that ascent momentum right into Icebox. Push up already. Calm trying to get on the ultimate. Flashbacks of him getting a triple from just outside screens here again. So we gotta be careful how much he gets in those alt orbs.
And yeah, they also deny that from Shazam, who was 2 away of his, which would have been really good here going into the next round should MiBR lose this eco. It's on its way there. Shazam the first to fall, as we were just talking about him, towards the top of the pipes. 3 players of Leviathan towards the back. Util from the Killjoy. Don't even let them cross over the 410 until these shots finally come back with the chairs, but this should soon be done. Artazine, only 1 shot to the chest, is going to take him down here with any type of util and weapons that Mazzino and Aspas has, but at least the damage has been there.
The 2 that had guns last round still have guns this round, so it's the money is kind of hurting a little bit, but Lev should be okay to still get a few buys in there. And we have Thrash up for the side of MiBR. Some of those ultimate options are finally coming up so they can push through. I was going to say, I mean, you said last round they're avoiding Aspas, and here it really didn't even matter. Calm was hitting the shots, the rest of the team, as A was getting taken with that low buy. So here we go. Aspas does have the money for the operator, comes out with a full armor buy. And it's going to be set up once again at B. We'll see how much MiBR's playstyle changes once they hear that ring out. But again, a little bit of strength from the Harbor trying to get this alt orb onto Calm as they're pushed off. So nice job by MiBR to thwart this early option.
Aspas loves that spot with the operator on top of yellow, so MiBR want to pivot really quickly with the Thrash towards B. Screen is not being cleared though, as Ain't though understands the position of Tex on the top. From 410, drops him down, weakens up towards the A side, and it allows the trade to happen, but there's that double swing from the high-low out from Leviathan. Back on a 3 versus 3. Hunter's Fury available for Shazam. And we're still waiting for Aspas to rotate over here, and he finally makes it out towards Boiler. King wins that fight, though, on the right side of 410, and also on the left side. And that's why also some players are calling that spot a 410 king. Mazine stuck alone in. Can he clutch for the 6th time?
Yeah.
1 versus 3?
If we look at that situation and the paint opens it up as these last few shots to come
Oh,
through. Wait a
there's
minute.
2.
I take it back.
Up against the op. Spike is down, out of reach, being watched
30
by
seconds
Aspas
left.
with the operator. And one shot miss from the superstar could be an opportunity for Mazine to clutch this. Leans in towards that left. There's a shot that's
God.
missed.
Shoulder
But he
peeks
manages
in.
to escape. Looking back up, trying to find that Spike. There's that second peek, but he will not miss a second time.
Incredible stuff from Aspas to come up in the clutch. Doesn't even look phased at the tense situation that he just went through. Pulls in another round for Leviathan. Breaking down that round a little bit from MiBR's side. Paint with such a nice opening kill. Like you said, knowing that angle was going to be there. And then I think the strats are going to high risk for the reward they're getting. That was very high risk peek to throw your body on Jenny just for someone to peek through the wall instead of finding what util can be used, what patience or kind of stopping the moment could give you. So maybe a little bit of that pullback and reset in these moments where they have numbers up could favor MiBR. Almost tagged, but they don't know it's Aspas
But because the
and someone else.
Aspas missed that off shot, so it allows for them to scale up even more with that. And that forces a Hunter's Fury to come out early from Calm 2. Will not hit anything. And this is an opportunity now for MiBR to group up here and fight this spot. That's gonna hurt for a bit though. Mazine's gonna be weakened up as he meets up with everybody towards B.
Nobody even giving a peek towards the right side where Leonzi has a Marshal. Just protecting the operator, really. Putting everyone they can close enough for around Lev on Aspas. They're looking to clear a zone, that peak.
Solid yellow dash on the top, another op shot miss, so the wingman still stays up. But it's a fake here wingman to force the plant now for Artazine. They'll get it at least. Players are falling down, but they'll get the plant for MiBR in this 50 round. And a reckoning actually involved. Liazi not being heard, as Tex was ready for it the whole time. Cove kind of missed though, it's out in the open. But it's enough. There's only 1 HP left for Mazine, who does get 2 kills out of it
Oh my
though.
gosh, Mazine.
That's not bad, not bad.
Just, if there's only one more person, so he's not LMS here, I think these go so much different for MiBR. But that's the thing, Lev's not letting that happen, right? We're not seeing it because Lev is pressuring correctly. The util here with the Sova util and the Harbor Walls and the Viper kind of util coming through, we see how much it has caused MiBR to have to scatter, right? They're being seen through the smokes they want to find cover on. And yeah, just 1, 2, and almost a third if they could have gotten the height on that shot, but it's Aspas still with the updraft.
It's also nice at least in that, and it makes sense because Leviathan's been really good at cycling also the utility around the Viper and the Harbor. So if you're gonna wait out one thing to cool down here for Leviathan, at least on the Viper, there's always gonna be something else refreshing. So they have to be ready for that. Not sure here if they heard the rappel across. Yes, the wallbang does come through, but it does not connect onto Aspas, who has a good position now just at the bottom and lands that onto Artazine. Blade Storm forward, up drop. No way! Right in the face of Paint, and finally Shazam takes him down.
Oh, the little wiggle giving him the advantage off the aim. Aspas finds 2 to start off, and already MiBR have to find a way to work with 3. We said this would be the way that MiBR finds the round. Whittle away at the Lev players, but still very proactive, pushing forward. Aspas gains the first 2 kills, and they may even try to get his op at the end of this round, to be honest. Towards B, though, Liazzi with those roams you were just talking about.
And who better than Tex once again to understand these lurkers and these pushes. There was no alarm bot there, no nothing, so an opportunity there for Liazzi to get some sort of advantage and potentially go for the dual win, but sometimes it's just going to be on the other end. It's just Tex being on point here of how he's been playing throughout this series so far.
30 seconds.
Able to stop him finally. And you talked about it, when he actually has another player with him, he doesn't have to clutch. He gets these moments.
That's the 4. It just took the one more. Just a little bit more of that advantage to create the opportunity for the side of MiBR. They got a lot of work to do here, and these rounds are taking the entire team. Like Leviathan is putting the pain on. It's going to hurt the economy. So it's an uphill battle here for MiBR, even more so. We got starts like this from Aspas, knowing he's got to put up numbers. But Mazine is still there. The safety net over and over here for MiBR. How do they start this next round, though? You have to keep the momentum. Aspas just seems to be too on fire, and he's already crept up to be in the face that belong.
Yeah, and it's Mazine alone. And the sprays comes first. This is a perfect bait right there for Aspas to get that corner and to take him down. And that might force here at MiBR to move a little bit more quickly towards this A site.
Double walls.
The timing of the high tide. Wingman comes across. And there is that swing. The dash forward, creating that space. But Tex once again is there. Nano Swarm onto Shazam as they trade each other's on the kill.
Enemy remaining. Spike down.
But the anchor is just too good for Leviathan towards the A site. There is that last frag coming out from one end to the other. That's Aspas with the opener and the closer.
Just these shots here, those last two, they kind of paint a picture of how, you know, the members of Leviathan shot, moved, shot. A little more patience, feeling like they can take more time in the situation, where MiBR is, I feel like, you know, chasing the frags. Like, oh, we got to get another one, then turn and get the next one, which is, you're kind of committing to that spray right away. And Lev's taking these firefights one-on-one quite easily now. To restep, a shot, restep, and just takes out their opponent every time.
Here.
Tough for MiBR to win these fights. Now down on the buy. 5 ults ready, though.
Exactly. They're forcing around this with the ults. Bladestorm for paint, 2 Vandals, and there's Aspas at 10 HP. Bladestorm cannot catch him down, though, as he takes control of jail. Trying to find a surprise kill because he's solo. Just maybe a one and done. There's that first. King there for the support for the top of pipes, and it is not working to punish Aspas at all. Shazam and Mazine left. Shazam trying to stay alive. Winning that duel is going to be Mazino. And now Classic to Classic. It's Mazine that wins it. But Leviathan shuts down the opportunity of buying around the ults here that MiBR had and will force them to be on another eco.
I feel like Aspas has nothing to worry about in that situation, right? He's like, who's going to peek next? What doesn't look like a wall or a corner? Oh, that's a person. Because Util is flying over his shoulder. He's covered on the left, covered on the right, has somebody back above behind him. How can you not play with confidence in that situation when you're backed up that well?
And at 13-1.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's absurd. 6-2 now, as Leviathan really striking here on Icebox.
Flight.
So want to tempo this for MiBR.
Look at, they cover. Where did Aspas push again this time, right? They're trying to get quick to these identify positions where they can drone, they can get a dart out and take a bit of space.
And even if they wanted to tempo and try to fight back against Aspas, look at how much Aspas has in terms of HP versus Artazine after. Now forcing the other Guardian given to paint. Mini Bogdan's Law as he's trying to push forward and can't find anything behind that Viper smoke. And that's going to slow down once again this attempt of bringing up that tempo for MiBR to try to capitalize on maybe off positioning from Leviathan, but the utility is too good.
It is. Just that take on yellow. You had the alarm bot and the molly to stop anybody pushing, and then you have King put up his denial plant orb, and you can't see Aspas get out. They have an answer for everything right now. And now, looking for something, MiBR pulls all 5 members back to A. Really chipped at their HP now as they try to take the site.
Might have to use these ults if they potential. Maybe not anymore.
Dear.
It was an opportunity here to maybe secure the rounds with the amount of ults that you have. You already see the Aussie trying to run back, and he had the lockdown in his hands too, so it might be the call. Falling back now as the toxic screen comes up. There's that hit, so we are going to try to delay. Lockdown now in, and that will force the hand of Leviathan to try to fight back here on the top of 410. Shock darts are now coming through. High tide coming across as well. Repel. That's moving in very silently as Mazino gets the kill. That will be the pit falling down. And also, the lockdown has been denied. There comes the Hunter's Fury, but we're fully sticking to here. Calm's gonna be able to get it because the first one did not get the hit.
Calm knows, he knows the Hunter's Fury's hits. Also, seeing how Mazine's pit went out there, usually we see something, it looks like a dizzy. On the right side of the A site, it kind of forms around Jenny, and then it gives you a little bit of a hide spot underneath the bottom of Belt, which did not happen, and they were able to instantly spray down Mazine. So you didn't have that. They're pressured again into these situations to use an ult, but get into position. Leviathan is just, they have a fuse lit every round, and MiBR are worried about it.
Yeah. We saw the first pulse too, just missing on the right side of generator,
Right.
which is why here Com could have fully stuck it. It was at 150. Now MiBR around where they potentially could have had it with these ults. We'll have to try to go with another attempt. First time here you see the op coming out from paint on the attack side. Trying to leverage that towards the B main as they were expecting potentially Ospas to play towards yellow once again. Late owl drone to try to clear it out. Now they have that space gained.
LEV has not been giving anything to Mazine or Liazzi in these roams. It always comes down to the peak on the first, and again, Paint goes down. Trying to make something happen with that operator.
Protocols are just too good here for Leviathan as well. The high-low that they have is way too high here for players to really react on anything when there's jiggle peaks and shoulder peaks, allowing the one on the top of B heaven of the B side to get that pick.
I love this pit, actually, from LEV. Just backed into the corner. Somebody's always creeping and lurking there. The site never feels free unless you take him out. King starts off on Mazine.
30
And
seconds
apologies,
left.
looks like it was the lockdown on the defense the last round.
yeah.
So this one was safe for Liazzi to use here on the attempt to take this A site for the plant. Wingman gets denied here on the top of the A tower because of King's position. And the Reckoning is going to get too much information here. Artazine stuck. At least denies here the opportunity of Leviathan to get a flawless. But Leviathan looks to be running away here with the defensive half.
Absolutely, they're too confident in their play. The way they're protecting each other, the death ball that they're moving into, they haven't seen it lose in how many rounds. So they're confident to continue running through, right? Closer to 410, more side, so behind pipes when they throw it. So the site clear isn't kind of as worrisome for Leviathan on that. We'll see if they change up how Thrash is used here and maybe pulled back for a second run. But you gotta note, Ospas still 14-1, hard for MiBR to do anything with that man on the map.
And that's the thing. It's hard also for Paint to get anything done too. There's not. Well, hold on. Let's hold that thought. Mazine is able to sneak through and get that kill on Mazino, so that's a great first start. And he gets information on two. Now here's that Thrash trying to clear out towards A. There was a recon art that was being used at the same time. And that's confirmed now that the A site's open. An opportunity for MiBR to move in and go for a plant.
But they're not. They're waiting a lot, leaving it up to Wingman. The wall still denies them coverage, so you even know what's on the other side. And lo and behold, they're good enough to get that one. So now it's post-plant time.
They even missed a nano strong to try to cover up towards that spike. So that might have to force MiBR to stay within and fight towards 410, fight on the top of the tower. Thankfully, though, they had the player advantage. King trying to squeeze in here on the top of the Raptors, and he will spot Shazam. The second swing to come out connects. That's Paint to fall as well. Those players that have to play forward positions, well, all denied because the Nano Swarm cannot delay enough. It's up to Tex going to stick onto the defuse. Wingman trying to push forward. Artazine landing two with the Guardian. Trying to get that one, and he will be able to get it. Only one left to go, and that spike is still taken away. King is too far out. The round will still come in for MiBR.
Jeez.
It's almost like a repeat of the piss around.
Yeah,
King's not going out
Ospas with
without fighting
4,
Ospas, yeah.
King now with 4. They're getting all the kills in the end to make the Altdorts happen, but that was a good one from MiBR. They stayed true to using their util, and they kind of believed that it would work, it seemed. Nobody was hesitant there, even losing shots. And King was able to create such an opportunity. He takes down 2 and still is able to walk for the lurk. So that means these 3 members of Leviathan are pushing forward with ferocity. So big stop by MiBR there to feel comfortable in the post-plant. It has not seemed that way almost all map. A 4th round would be huge here from the attack side, so they could set up a little bit of defense with breathing room. But Ospas with the up, one away from Blade Storm, ready to activate here on the final round. Or Tex, again, for the first blood. Crazy stuff from his pushes down mid. Hadn't really seen that since the first few rounds.
Exactly. And that's how it caught here at MiBR off guard. They were still trying to default here and figure out a way to fight against Ospas, the wide swing. Looks like he potentially got the connection onto Shazam. He's down to 34 here.
Getting out of this B has been so tough for MiBR. They lose 1 or 2 members here, finally. Getting some power in numbers in and under the site. But this is tough. Almost the quietness of it has to be giving them the heebie-jeebies here. No one's peeking yet, but they do hear the op from Ospas.
That push up from Liazzi could be everything here, but unfortunately just got spotted by Mazino.
There's one.
There's that 5 long range shoot towards yellow. Now we have to stick off the spike, or at least get away as the spike gets planted.
Scanning ahead.
You heard the Hunter's Fury coming out from Com. There's only 2 players left to take down. It's Paint and Shazam. The subs now for MiBR. One holding towards the yellow. Shazam with a recon dart trying to clear it. It's a shock dart at least towards the default. Vulnerabilities coming through and Aspas connects the shot onto Paint.
Jeez.
Shazam, there's just too many bodies to fight against. Leviathan comes in for the defuse and they'll take the half 9-3.
They're so
Team
quick at
A.
reacting. If they make it feel like the spike has longer to beat because they're already there, they're already fighting continuous
Switching
for the
sides.
entirety of that spike beat. And they just give MiBR the pressure there.
It was close, but nonetheless, still a victory coming through from Leviathan so far to potentially push this onto Bind if needed here.
Yeah.
They're able to capitalize this second map against Leviathan on Icebox, but as Steve mentioned here, Riv, King's popping off,
Yeah,
Aspas is feeling it.
That's the next one. The quiet shining of the crown on this one. King is absolutely topping the score charts right now. And he's done it before in the last stage. Just kind of starts popping off. And you're like, oh yeah, wait. There was somebody else fragging with Aspas this game, making it so tough for MiBR to even make moves. This LEV is encroached into A and Aspas is already at work.
Well, that's how you get entry.
Oh my gosh.
Even before the high tide came through and even before the bubble came across. Yeah, he's got 1 HP, but he's done his job. Allows Calm now to plant the spike and for all of Leviathan to play within. Aspas will once again be first contact on the top of Jenny. Artazine potentially the first contact on the other end. Wingman to come out first. Shots missing, but the other players in their positions are just too good for Calm and King to allow Leviathan to get the pistol on a flawless. And the first pistol actually that Leviathan has had this series. Surprisingly enough.
Yeah, very true. Because MiBR still has the Thrifties under their belt, but I think the momentum for Lev here is too much. Aspas being able to open the sights, kind of remembering the way he used to play, and I think he recognized that MiBR is playing loose and a little free too on this one, so he went into the loose free mode. He is spinning around on some of these rounds, and really not even getting on that pistol, not too much util.
Yeah.
So you can see Lev's ready, confident here to push through and get this one closed out. Gonna be a little hang back from Tex here to make sure there's no lurk. It's a pretty good commit towards A, and just a tiny bit of chip damage to Artsine there. My word.
Yep. You want orb? It's gonna cost you.
Yeah. And that's what we've been seeing Lev do even from last map to this map is start with those little things, whether it was the Odin and dart towards tiles or here, just messing with the orb to give yourself that chip damage advantage.
And even if they have the number of power numbers rather for MiBR towards this A site, they just don't have the HP. With the amount of walls that are coming through from Leviathan, you kind of have them guessing where the hit may be coming from, because now we stopped the temple for Lev. Back towards A main, trying to take control of middle. There's still a turret, rather. Watching over if Mazine decides to overcommit to walk down towards mid.
Wonder if they wall towards A, go B?
Yeah, looks
Seems
like a
like they're
high
trying
tide
to fake
recon
this out
something.
here.
Yeah, definitely.
Slow movement, good call by MiBR here. Get themselves inserted on the right site. Distraction by Mazzino is out, and oh man, they're gonna run into a wall. Oh, they're
30
backing up.
seconds left.
They wait for the site clear. The patience of Lev here. It
So
could have
much
been a
like that.
ruse, but right now they're making it the play.
Because the turret's still there, that's
Yep.
spotted nobody too. The orb now popped up that allows all of Leviathan to have a 5-player hit inside A, and that is beautiful calls coming out from King.
That's wild.
10 seconds
Avoiding all of the danger on this.
left. Spike planted.
And they've done already almost a kill in Artsine and damage right now to MiBR without seeing anybody.
Well, they'll see somebody now.
There it is.
Aspas towards the spawn, Guardian kill onto Shazam. And he's just gonna go to town here. That 1 HP player about to move up. Liadzi all the way towards the spawn, dash now, disactivated. Well, yeah, they'll just wait it out for MiBR. It may just look like they, especially with that turret back towards the spawn, time to die to spike.
But it's like, yeah, we'll hang out. We don't want to give you any more alt orbs because you are already farming right now.
Yeah.
Look at that 19-2 on the Jenny. Aspas finally getting out of the last seconds of the fuse on the spike. And Leviathan bring it to 11. Confidence here from Lev as MiBR keep themselves safe just for the deaths on that one, but it won't be safe as they get into next round. Working the map, understanding what's happening, opening kills. It's kind of like Leviathan's checking off everything right here to just make this an easy icebox for themselves.
Yeah. At least their classics work against each other. Close range, you know that it hits.
All right. This is a turning point for MiBR, but I feel like even after this, there has to be multiple turning points. And they only have
Agreed.
2 rounds to work with if LEV can pull them in their favor.
They're definitely going to have to dig deep. Now you see the denial of the nanoswarm on top of boilers, so
Poison's off.
at least for Leviathan, they don't really know where the KG utility is yet. Allen drone coming out from Calm, the bonus round from Leviathan. Grouped up towards the A site. Standard just like the pistol round, high tide to come up. Nardazine is tucked in. He's trying to get one and he'll get it. With support now. Oh, King almost got that second one. But it's a 1-for-1. Paint has fallen. Advantage still for MiBR, and Leviathan can now slow the tempo. Wall comes up. Tex is trying to make a play.
One enemy remaining.
But none of them will make a play for Leviathan as Artazine is able to get 4 in a round to give MiBR the 4th round of this map.
Get thrashed up a little bit quicker, and I think that's MiBR has to keep closing in. Just feel like your opponents are using a bonus buy each time. Like, play with that confidence, maybe. You still got to be careful, but still peek, still swing with each other. We see how they're working here. Artazine calling the shots, playing from the get-go, trying to get the flashes over everybody's shoulder, and how they're trying to assist and kind of play this situation. We see that Paint's on that right side of the site. Artazine, if you know, Fraud said he has very good English in the shot calling, so that's not a problem. Shazam's just to the left, so a lot of good communication between those 3 to keep this A site locked down.
Makes
if
sense.
they need to.
Those 3 of them grouped together to work towards the A site, and the other 2 can communicate in their own language here towards that B site. So it works out. You're trying to maximize whatever you could here with in the situation that's provided for you. And that's off here, the coaching of Fran that's trying to make the best of it. Tex now lurking up towards the tube. 1-for-1 towards the front. Mazine jump spot. There's a wide swing for Mazine to get the pick. Duel now in favor of MiBR, but the spike's been planted towards the A site. The delay has come through, and the Allen Jones starts things off. The spot Mazzino forcing him to fall back. King, though, still there with Calm. Recon Dart to answer back, but Payne finally gets the entry in. Osbos is still holding towards the dice, trying to land that third one, but it's a 1-for-1. Cobb is now alone. There's that first and second onto Paint. Clock is still ticking on that spike, and he's got the Hunter's Fury. He's just going to run back and play to his favor. Bazine now tapping on the spike. There's that Hunter's Fury, and there's that kill from Calm.
Wow. I see like Osbos just hiding in that corner round after round. Nobody is clearing the man. They come up big. Nicely done again. And MiBR is having so much trouble getting themselves back into the A site with numbers. They're losing so many on each take. This clutch coming in finally from Calm at the end.
One enemy remaining.
Super clean. And that was just after those 2 members had taken out Osbos in the back. So there's like one person of LEV for MiBR to work through right now is multiple. It's tough. It's not just that first shot and they can move on, which is really stunting the pace of MiBR's retakes. Again, everything they can to just deny LEV a little bit of an advantage. But it seems like it happens anyways as they take the space.
Buying all the way down to 0, trying to stay alive. Artazine only with the Sheriff, and they're trying to bring the aggression to their favor, but Artazine is down to 30. Mazine still connects. Down towards middle, and that's also the KG utility down as Tex falls.
King's rotation towards B can bear any fruit here. They move slow, and they're not going to have too much mid coverage. Okay, Orb goes up. So comms towards King there. You can see how they're working the communication. And they're going to choose the right site. But how does Liazzi play it? Been smart towards each lurk situation, but now he's got to defend alone. Can he survive this?
He's just watching the angle out in the open. Allen Jones going to clear him, though. So this is not going to be good. Somehow King. There's no communication coming through, so he gets the kill there onto King with the wall bang. Big mistake coming out from Leviathan, allowing MiBR to potentially close this round and stay alive in this game. Commitment from Leviathan towards this B-side, high tide, potentially forcing him to fight back towards the spawn. Calm trying to find the timing as the wall comes down, and he will finally be able to take down Liazzi, as Mazzino will get the plant on the top of B-Heaven.
Really nice, just creating little quadrants to fight in through the smokes as they come back in.
Calm's at the bottom, though, trades out Osbos. Now Wingman falls, and Calm once again is solo. Thrash now being pushed forward, trying to land that shot, but it's the bunny hop of that fish. That's too good. Shazam lands the kill, goes for the defuse, and he will get the Hunter's Fury in the next round as MiBR is able to play the retake.
Whoa, the pressure is on, and it pushes MiBR that much more. They come away with the round. Liazzi, incredible hold on B there to disrupt, holding such an open position for so long with a drone coming at you. You're kind of like, I'm either dead to rights and someone's coming with me or nothing's going to happen. And he gets out with almost everything there. His kill in his life. Eventually to find the rest of the round going in MiBR's favor. And that was the defuse. Most of these have been kill rounds because they've been so crazy, as you see. So that Hunter's Fury is ready, as you said. Aspas now up on the Blade Storm. Don't think we'll see that this round with the low buy, but they might. Yes, they will. It's instant. They're going to try to make something of it right away.
So get him under. But there's still Liazzi there, just holding under the boxes.
They don't know.
Great job by Mazine here to create that diversion to allow Liazzi to get those 3 kills.
Oh my gosh.
And the second one to fall towards the snow pile, and he will also fall with the snow pile. Crowd wants these, but Paint wants that kill.
Of course, it's the new guy. A great round by MiBR. Cleaning things up. Also, I was Paint. He's one away from his ultimate now, as we saw the Blade Storm just get absolutely thwarted there.
Yep.
So, slight momentum. A lot to do here. Still, no, they have a lot of work to do as they're calm, cool, and collected. Nice distraction here on the strategy.
That's the
Even
important
Liazzi
thing.
3.
That was something here, if I'm not mistaken, that King did with Aspas on the defensive round towards that long B. That also denied Mazine on that lurk towards B main at the beginning. So you're starting to see here in MiBR continue with good communication. You know this is going to be a round that's committed now for Leviathan. They have a buy around this, and they're looking to get the early recon towards this B side just to snuff out any type of defender players playing towards B, and it seems to be an opportunity here to get the ping against Liazzi.
Scanning ahead.
A little lot of noise being made. That's about it. Spramming through the smoke in mid. Darts out to the left side. I don't think with too much being seen.
And he pushed out, so he's calling, I don't need any rotates, nobody to help me out. Let's get ready to fight towards the E main, and Paint will get the first blood there.
He wants it again?
Fury out on the defense, it does get that first ping. Shazam trying to take down Tex, but Tex survives at 11. Artazine still gets the pick though onto Aspas as he falls towards the belt. And the defense is looking pretty good for MiBR this round. Artazine with the confidence trying to push forward, yet it didn't see him. Trying to grab his orb, and now the wingman will finally spot Calm. Top of the head, now Paint on the top as well to support. 3 in the round for him. Close to a flawless is MiBR, as Tex will deny that opportunity, but MiBR will still get the round.
Who can use the 60 seconds better? Looks like MiBR did that time. Really great control for each other there. On pipes, high, low, playing the elevation at A. And that, I think that's one of the first times Lev has really seen that, because they've been going back to just hitting it with the Viper Bite and throwing out the shock dart. So yeah, the first time MiBR does get a chance to fight, Paint just wipes everyone out. With a little bit of help there. Okay, he's starting to feel it.
Nice, him all grouped up for Leviathan on a lower buy. Just trying to get the orb towards middle, but right after King will meet up with the rest of his team. Pushing together. Trying to fight against the A-side hold, who actually has 3 players there for MiBR. Aldron's gonna push one away. High Tide comes out on the attack. Leviathan's trying to come in for the plant.
Liazzi switch sights now. He's at A.
In the back of Dice is where he is positioned. He'll get the backstab onto Aspas. Second one, though, cannot get the kill.
Oh, that's a swing.
Calm also gets that pick. 2 left alive for MiBR, and will it be a thrifty once again from Leviathan for them to win not only the round, but the series? Pit now comes up, and that'll slow down the tempo here from both of the teams, but an opportunity and the advantage for Leviathan to get the plant.
I suggest you move.
Oh, yeah, Reckoning comes out. They're going to be able to identify at least some positions here with those circles. Slow moving Paint trying to get through, but they're going to choose to work together on this one.
Even with the High Tide in front of the pit, not allowing for the players to just walk through. An early Hunter's Fury as well, just to try to create a diversion. It'll connect onto one. It's up to Paint alone, dropped by King. Leviathan will then close the series.